Should we do a bit of like some impression, like some Bowie or something, like we're both Bowie?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Hey, Bowie, man. That's not a very good Bowie impression. Hey, I have travelled around the world. I have changed time, and I have done it all for you.
Hey, I'm David Bowie, and you know that because I said my name in the thing.
Sorry, that's how I got it wrong.
Yeah,
because I didn't say that. Okay, I'm David Bowie, and I've turned back time, and I've done it all for you, Fulton.
Yes, if you like the Danger Club, then head on down to our Patreon.
Yes, go to our Patreon. Patreon in space. This is Patreon to Patreon.
We're looking for you.
You can subscribe at only £2.
You've got 1, 2 tiers or 3 tiers where you can have a shirt or a song customly made for you.
We've still got to do that for some people.
Don't mention it again because they won't know, and then we will not have to do it. Unless you're really, really, really annoying.
Or far away.
Oh, yeah, I should have done far away.
So I was going to jump in, but I thought, I better not. See you, Bowie.
Bye, Bowie.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
Is a sort of a Gnoll hanging around?
Hey, six!
He puts the drinks down and puts up his hand for a high five.
Bubba high fives. You have to let go of the good to make way for the great.
Feels like the Elder abandoned the good ages ago.
I've never had a Kibwayan reusable jug before.
I saw him heading off towards the shrine of Grandmother Grace.
This is a symbol of Serenray.
You open your eyes and look into the terrified expression of Borash, Prince of the Wasteland.
The adventure continues now.
We're rolling. We are rolling.
Yes. Awesome. Hey, does anyone remember talking about crisps?
Yes.
Yes. Of course we do.
Any good times.
You remember me talking about Takis? Yeah, you remember that? The Mexican beauties?
Oh,
this is them.
Oh, no
Found
way.
some of these I did. Now, these are not the exact ones I was talking about. They were zombies. They were like, sort of cucumber, like they were bright green and cucumbery. But these ones are of the same ilk. They're called Fuego. And look at the color on that. Look at that. I'm holding a chip up to the... It's like
You've got
bright red.
Fuego in Spanish means fire, hence why you've got that insane red color on that chip, which is entirely natural, I'm sure. They got that from
Joe. I mean, I suspect that this wouldn't pass, like, sort of EU regs, but we're not in the EU anymore. So tack us up, baby!
The one silver lining of Brexit is that Drum can eat horrible, horrible red crisps. Yay. Actually, shout out. It's funny you mentioned that because I was at Birmingham Games Expo. I mentioned the last episode. And I was there with Star Dangerling, an excellent chap all round, Matt. And he actually, we were talking about the callback to the crisps discussion we had. I didn't realise Brannigan's are discontinued. And if you look on Amazon,
way, man.
There's packs of like boxes of Brannigan's going for insane amounts of money on eBay and stuff because they're done. They're done.
All right, so listen. Has anyone ever heard... I've got two things about crisps, right? Maybe I should save them for another
That was
time.
so dramatic, Colin. I was
Oh my God.
Now listen, I don't want any more talk about Brannigan.
No, this is huge. This is huge. Does anyone here... I'll ask the question. Does anyone here remember hedgehog crisps?
Yes.
Very vaguely, yes.
You do?
Yeah.
do.
And
Okay.
they had weird flavours.
So, Andrea, my partner, her father was the creator of hedgehog crisps.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty cool.
How huge is that?
That is huge. That is really huge. Actually, funny enough, one of my family as well has a sort of vaguely similar story, and they work for Roundtrees, and they invented the sugar coating on Smarties, and they designed the polo.
Bro,
but I can't remember his name.
Oh my god, this is escalating out of all proportion. We've gone from I have a crisp to some crisps don't exist anymore to I know people who invented crisps to I know someone who invented the polo. This is the trajectory we're on at the moment. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Yeah. Hey. Now, just before we get lost in Bramble, I want to shout out to the last episode. I mentioned I bought some very gothy dice. They are the Carrion Crown Pathfinder dice for that adventure path. So if anyone got some of those, not to be confused with the adventure path Carry On Crown, which is satirical, different. I'm going to take over Galarian. And also a big shout out to Sky Guardian Creations, who made some wonderful handmade dice for me. Well, no, not on the spot, but she's made some wonderful dice. She's a lovely person. And they're really cool. They're full of stars. In the words of David Bowman, they are full of stars.
They're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous. They are lovely.
Like
so big shout out to them.
I was still on the crisps.
This is the thing. I don't want to overrun how good those dice are. But I really want to.
I know. The second crisp thing. I was so blindsided by hedgehogs. Go on.
It's all right. There's a massive like story behind hedgehog crisps. I won't go into it. Maybe we'll do like an extra episode on it. But it is pretty amazing, the story. And the other thing is, and it hasn't arrived yet, but I have a package coming with some dill pickle Pringles. They're on their way.
No way.
So listen, Sir, you had my interest and now you have my attention.
The dill pickle Pringles are on their way. I'm not sure, but there might be some buffalo ones slipped in there as well. Now, I've recently found out, this is another thing actually, I mean it's kind of similar, it's the same sort of thing, but they've released in this country like doner kebab flavour Pringles. So I think the next time we're together I should have this package. We should probably get the obscure Pringles that you have in this country as well, and we should probably do like a
pub salad
with these new fandangled tasty additions of these crisps.
Amazing! I'm really excited about that idea. I love a pub salad. But also, Colin, I'm excited by the prospect that are you planning an offshoot podcast about crisps? Is this something we can expect coming up?
I don't know why I know so much about it. It's crazy.
We're like, I was going to make that documentary, which I never made. Maybe we should just podcast it up, man.
Hold on.
This story about these crisps are amazing, by the way. Like, I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to like get it wrong. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
We joke about this, but anyone who has listened to an episode of Danger Recall, if you're on the Patreon, you'll know the places that show goes to sometimes in terms of trivia and deep dives and stuff. Like, if you listen to Danger Recall for long enough, at some point you are going to hear the Hedgehog Crisp story. I'm thoroughly researched with footnotes and annotations, I'm sure.
It's coming in the next episode, probably, to be honest. Main show vibes.
Yeah, definitely. I know, got a question. Drum, what documentary?
Talked about it before, James.
I know, but I can't remember.
I want to listen. We've done this. I don't want to go over it.
No, just very quickly. Just I can't remember everything we say.
Roz,
go and get your jug.
I can't remember anything we say.
All right, fine. I'm off to have some hedgehog crisps.
I'm sorry. I tell you what. I'll find you the episode and you can listen to it again.
I didn't expect it to Drum to say that. From Drum. Oh my God. Yes. All right. I accept your challenge, sir. You find the episode.
I'll never find the episode.
Sweet as James.
That is the equivalent, Danger Club equivalent of like the immovable force versus the irresistible force versus the immovable object, isn't it? Drum finding James a specific episode and then him listening to it. Those two things will never happen.
This is a clash of titans, which is never going to happen.
Oh my
I did
goodness!
also have a question. Now this is obviously no good because you're listening audio. But Scott, I presume you've got your green screen has just got more and more ragged as time has gone by. It looks like you've got a very ripped poster of the Danger Club behind you. There's just a little sort of
he's just
fragment.
ripped you out of the poster and ripped himself out.
What's great is it looks like I'm kind of popping out of Scott's
his
head.
head.
Yeah, every time you guys don't retweet an episode on a Monday, I tear a shred off, okay? And that's why there's only fucking half of it left.
Is it like the poster of Dorian Gray? Like how it's just getting a little bit older every time you do it?
That's what it looks like when you put all the shards together and starts to look like the Danger Club at a comic convention.
Who forgot about the shards?
Well,
Until right now, until Dan said it.
Colin,
That's why I forget about Dre, man. You can't do it.
For the sake of Colin, let's pretend that more than one person put their hand up there at the forgotten about the shards.
No, I hadn't really forgotten about the shards. It was just that I hadn't thought about them for the last
it's gone to the back of your mind.
Well, speaking of things that we haven't thought about for quite a while, Borash, Prince of the Wasteland, has suddenly reappeared.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
different than we remember him from, being the asshole, but now he's...
He could still be an asshole. He hasn't said a word yet.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
He's
I'm
into
excited to
water
see
now.
what happened to him.
The number, because there have been so many times when you've heard hints at it that, like, several of you have been like, "Well, it's definitely not Borash." I'm just like, oh. That's one of that's the good GM excitement. That's when they, I can't wait for this bit.
it's you don't want to fall into the whole thing where you go like, oh, it's a Gnoll, it must be that guy, and then it's going to be the GM who goes, oh, I get it. Everyone there's only one fucking Gnoll of this time in all existence. Like there's a whole race of them. They can't all be the same.
there's only one Gnoll.
Gnolls have got some great stuff in Mwangi Expanse. Interestingly, the Mwangi Expanse book, as we've said before, came out sort of halfway through this run, so I've only had access to it for sort of the more recent episodes. And in it, there is Gnolls have become a playable ancestry, and there are loads of heritages for Gnolls, including Small Gnoll, which are based on Aardwolves, and they're like the size of kind of goblins and halflings, and they're like little, like Aardwolves with the big radar dish ears and all things, but they're Gnolls.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I wish we'd known about that. I wish they'd existed in lore when we were starting this, because if anyone has little man syndrome, it's Borash. Like, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But instead, he's a massive Gnoll.
Yeah, he's a massive Gnoll. He's quite big. Do we still have the bag? They could put him back in the bag. Just
The bag's probably in the bag of holding.
Oh,
You have it, do you?
Get back in the bag.
get back in the bag.
You put the bag in the bag.
We put the bag in the bag. It's all getting a bit Inception, isn't it? Just the bag in the bag in the bag.
Good way to store bags, though, isn't it? Put bags in bags. If you've got loads of bags, put your bags in your bags. Bags in bags and bags.
You got to put the good bags inside. No, you got to have the good bags that hold the crap bags.
Oh yeah,
because
then you can the illusion that it's all good bags, but actually you've only got one good bag, and that's what all the other crap bags are in.
I read a thing someone said about adulting. If no one tells you how to do it, then you just basically know that if there is a human in your house, that you feed them and you put bags inside other bags, and that's adulting.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, you're gonna go to get your Borash bag out of the bag of holding, and you're just gonna have like flakes of plastic where it's just one of those ones that's just biodegraded over time because you left it in the air and covered.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Actually, because obviously here in the UK we've largely. Well, I try and not use plastic bags anymore. But yeah, there was that thing, wasn't there? We get a bag out and it's like bag confetti.
Like all of those things lost like tears in the rain.
Lorraine? Is she in the temple as well? Is she here?
I'm back
Chef
again.
Lorraine?
Put Lorraine in the bag.
Hiding in the bag,
Put her in
man.
the bag.
I'm seeking forgiveness for becoming a chef through stealing utensils. I'm the real protagonist of this story. No, Chef Lorraine is not. Get Chef Lorraine out of here. Let's get back into the story. Back with Shania Rain on her knees in front of the shrine of Grandmother Grace, where she's staring into the face of Borash, Prince of the Wasteland. He is unmistakable as him. He's a little thinner, and he is wearing, like when you saw him before, he was wearing incredibly expensive clothing, like furs and gold jewelry and things. He's now wearing very simple garb. He's got rid of it all, and he's looking like ashen-faced at you, just in terror at having seen you. As he kind of just backs away from you. He goes, a ghost! A ghost! You're back! You're back!
No, I am... I am not a ghost. But look at you, Borash. What the fuck happened to you, huh?
You have come.
Talk to me.
And Borash knew that he would have to pay for what he did. Your ghosts have come to put me in a bag and take me away forever.
Do you know, I actually feel a little bit bad about the bag thing. Even though you're an asshole, I think maybe we were a little bit over the top. So actually, I'm going to say, I'm sorry about the bag, Borash, okay? Just put a hand on his shoulder.
No, do not touch Borash. I mean, he kind of tries to shake you off. No, you will die.
Why will I die?
Borash is cursed.
What makes you say that, Borash?
So the rest of you can kind of hear this. Feel free to come in if you want to. But you can kind of hear it through the open door. Borash has been cursed by the gods for the terrible thing that he did.
And what was the terrible thing you did?
Borash left you to die in the wasteland because you were mean to Borash and put him in a bag because Borash was rude to you. And Borash did not understand at the time. Borash was just thinking of himself. Borash.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's true. I think maybe we were a little bit harsh as well. You know, I think we were wrong on both sides. So, hey, how about we say everything's okay and we all feel better? How about that, huh? Wait, you want me to get you some food?
You may say, but the gods do not say to Borash. The gods punished Borash for waking up early and telling everyone that we were leaving you in your tiny hut to die.
Is that really what you did? You really are a piece of shit. No, it's okay. No. It's okay.
Borash,
it's okay. Hey,
Borash
look, I can see that you have had a hard time. So what is it that makes you think that what's happened to you since you did this that makes you think this way? Okay, what happened?
Can I
tell me everything?
Can I just, sorry to interrupt, Drum, only because Dan said that we can all hear it. Can Caragor just like knock on the door and just get them both to come out into the thing, just so it's easier, so we can all be interacting in the city?
All right,
Is that something that Borash would do?
It would be easier for you all to go into the shrine, to be honest, because the little anteroom you're in is quite small, whereas the shrine is a big room.
I see. I had the sizes differently in my head. Okay, fine.
It's like going into the church and you're
We all go in.
We all go in. I've got my bag out and grinning.
No, Caragor, please.
What?
Put the bag down.
I heard what he said. He liked being in the bag. He said he didn't like it, but he did like it when he was in there. All right, I'll put it away. I'll put it inside the other bag, inside the other bag.
Borash.
Okay.
That was a dick
I think
move,
he's feeling
man.
a little bit, off kilter, guys. So let's go easy. on this
he's
guy.
feeling off kilter. I felt so off kilter walking in that sun all that time.
Didn't you like being in the bag anyway? You were like,
Yeah.
You were like, oh yeah, punch Borash again.
Yeah, kick me again. I like it.
Well,
Borash was very confused at the time. Borash was so busy thinking about whether he could freak your booties, he never stopped to think about whether he should.
Okay, Borash, where the hell is everyone else from the caravan? What happened to the lady in your caravan? I can't remember her name. Matala. What happened to her? Please explain.
And
Thank
before
you.
you answer them very, very good questions, could you just, when you said, we'll leave them lot to die, did everybody else in the caravan go, okay?
No, the storm was so intense that they did not know that you were not with us. Borash told them that you had gone ahead.
Fucking hell, you are a
Gee,
piece
that
of
is
shit.
so out
He
of
is
order, man.
shit. The real piece of shit.
What a dick move.
So what happened?
The gods knew that Borash had done this terrible thing, and when we got to Kibwe, the gods cursed Borash. They cursed him that whenever he would meet people, that they would turn into monstrous slimes. Now you have met Borash. You will probably turn into horrible slimes as well. Borash is sorry.
And hold on. Did anything happen? I want to take us step by step. You left us, and you escaped the storm with everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How did you do that?
We rode ahead of the storm. The storm slowed us down, but once we got ahead of it, we made our way through the mountains and arrived in Kibwe, and the caravan dispersed. Borash sent everybody off on their way, including his 2 pet hyenas, which in retrospect was very irresponsible of Borash to do. They're loose in the city somewhere.
Yeah, he's a bit...
But Borash was not thinking at the time, only thinking of all of the gold that he could make. But a little while later, that girl, Matala, she came to see Borash, and she said that she needed help. She said that she had become sick. She was rambling. Borash did not help her properly. Borash simply asked her what she had been doing. He was looking for more work. She said that she's working for somebody in the city. Kalibi, I think. Borash thinks that was the name. Kalibi, she said, that he worked for. Borash thinks, that is a good lead, but Borash wanted to look into it. So he did not help her. He sent her to Dr. Legs for treatment. Borash does not know what happened to her. Maybe she died somewhere.
She died, Borash.
She's dead, mate.
Aye,
Yes,
she's dead.
She's dead now.
Since that day, whenever Borash has met people, horrible things have happened. They have just died and melted away in front of him. Borash gave all of his goods away, and is now just trying to atone. Borash knows his soul will never rest easy after the terrible things that he did, even though he is so handsome.
Did handsome and repentant Borash, did Matala say anything to you else about something like a red snake or a crimson asp or a scarlet cobra or a vermilion viper or that's a great name for a gang, that is, actually, or a pub, or a I'm sort of running out of red themed snakes.
I think you've done very well.
No, but Scarlet Viper is the. Borash has heard Scarlet Viper. It is the name of the. It is the street where. It is the street, just off the main market. Is it not?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is like some weird Lily thing again.
Okay. We can look at that. We'll go down the Scarlet Viper for some reason. Unless it's just a coincidence. There could be a coincidence.
Could be, but worth checking out.
Kalibe. Do you know?
Yeah, what kind of work was it?
She was a porter. It was probably honest work. Borash should perhaps seek out this Kalibi. Maybe Kalibi will have honest work for Borash, and he can atone properly.
What were you transporting in this big caravan? Was there anything you were transporting to the city that was dangerous?
Yes, all of you.
No, apart
Clearly
from us.
You are dangerous, for you have come back for vengeance on poor Borash.
No. I mean like some sort of like ooze in a jar or something, or what was Matala like? What was she transporting or anything?
Borash does not know. Borash never asked questions of the people in his caravan. He merely took their money.
That's fair enough, I suppose, the privacy and things.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm just wondering, because Matala came into contact with them flesh folk people that we fought, but then again we all came into contact with them, didn't we?
Aye.
Quite. In fact, Fulton, you were in one of the bags for a while, weren't you? You were inside the mouth.
I was inside it.
Yes,
yeah.
And I feel fine.
Yeah.
Also, they weren't. They were sort of flesh creatures rather than blobs.
Yeah, but I don't know about stages of the virus.
Yeah, they could have some kind of disease.
They could have just been some kind of like thing that was resistant to some form of it, and it reduced them to that. I don't know.
So they could be like carriers, but it doesn't affect them, but they can pass on, and this kind of
just as Carol was saying that, can I make a knowledge arcana check just to try and sort of with my knowledge of magic, work out if if this is plausible.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to roll my Sky Guardian Creations dice. Here we go. Let's get some... it's It's 18. First roll on the die. It's an 18, which gives me an Arcana. What's 18 plus 14? 32.
32. That is a very, very good roll. It is certainly possible that certain things can be passed from person to person. There are spells that can do that, and particular curses perhaps can do that as well as diseases. But likewise, as you've ascertained through medicine checks, as a disease, diseases can also spread that way as well.
You always do that, don't you? Always, if someone says something and then you go, no, it's not possible. You roll a dice and go, actually, I found out personally that it is entirely possible.
Actually, it's entirely plausible, and yes, just came to me. They were flesh warps, weren't they? Those things.
They were,
that's right.
yes.
Yeah.
But you know that flesh warps, certainly with that roll, flesh warps are not intrinsically known for spreading disease. Like, that's not a trait that you've heard of before with them. It's sort of in a more general sense that things can be passed around. You would more expect them to catch something from having Fulton in their mouths than the other way around.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Fulton is riddled.
So, Borash, have you met any other gnolls around? Have you met any other gnolls since you've been in the city?
Borash has not met any other gnolls, no.
So perhaps it is possible that you are a carrier of this disease, wherever it came from, but it does not affect you. So when you say that you have met people and they have died, can you tell us who and when and where?
And also, has it only been humans? Because we've kind of done a bit of digging ourselves and we've figured out that only humans are getting it. So can you just clarify if any other beings that you've met?
No, it is only humans that Borash has met.
There you go. Right.
Borash met a goblin who wished to be a chef, and they have not turned into slime, unfortunately.
No, but I bet they cook up a great slime with made of cheese and pastry. Can you remember as well, when you were speaking to Matala, did you touch each other at any point? Was there any kind of open wounds? Did you accidentally spit on each other for some reason? Any kind of transference like that, can you remember?
Yes, she collapsed when she came to see Borash, and Borash caught her, but that is the only time. Borash does not have open wounds. He is a very clean gnoll.
You're a very clean gnoll. So, Dr. Shania, if you could write down potential touch contact as like that's the potential for transferring the Slithering.
Yeah.
Seems to be the only way so far. And as we go...
No, so go on.
No, go on. I'm done.
I was just going to say, so Matala, when she came here, was she feeling ill before you parted ways in the city?
No, not when we parted ways, but when she came back a couple of days later, she was feeling very ill.
And that was after she met, what was it again?
Kalibi.
That's it, Kalibi. So we should probably go to see Kalibi, because at the point of her leaving Borash and going to see Kalibi, she got this disease.
Do you know where Kalibi is?
Borash does not know who Kalibi is.
All right.
It is.
Also, just before we, just out of character, just before we go try and track down Kalibi, have we traced the potential current end route of the box yet? Do we know where it is, or have we already worked out that we don't know where it is?
We don't know where it was.
Okay,
no,
fine.
we don't know where it is.
Yeah, she dropped it off at a caravan house, but you hit a dead end when you found out there were loads of caravan houses.
That was it. So it could be. By now, it could be anywhere in this hemisphere of the planet.
Borash, do you know where Matala delivered her like boxes? Apparently, she went to a caravan house, but we don't know where in the city.
Probably to wherever this Kalibi is, but Borash does not know exactly where. The caravan parted ways once it arrived at the gates of the city.
And you say Matala was working as a porter, so this is the same kind of job that she would do for Kalibi, yes?
Yes, so Borash thinks you were someone who travelled back and forth between the cities bringing things.
Okay.
So we could go and ask. We haven't played this card very often, and I'm sure you lot are quite reluctant to as well. But we could go and ask Councilwoman Munway where Calibi is. She might know.
Yeah.
There's not many other people I think we know who would just know a random name in the city and could know where they live.
No.
I think you're right. I think maybe the time has come to speak to that abhorrent woman.
When we speak to her, we give her very little information.
Yes.
Until we've got a solution to this. She's a human, isn't she, Munway?
She is, yes.
Also, she might be nasty, but make sure none of us touch her.
Yeah, because it is possible that we are all now carriers, I believe.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that we might be, yeah. Have we touched anyone? Yeah. Did we touch Batsalan?
No, only with our words.
Yeah, we did with our words. Shit, who else have we touched? Oh, we gave a high five. Who did we give a high five to? Oh, 6! We gave a high five to 6!
We high five 6!
Oh, 6 is a human! He's gonna die!
We must run now!
That's okay, that's alright, to be honest.
Give me...
No, it's
everyone
not!
Give me a perception check.
Oh, shit, not 6!
Oh.
12.
24.
So 16 on my new die.
28.
Okay, so that is everyone with a 24 and up. You just hear a drip. As you turn around, 6 is just wiping his eye. He's like, "Where are we going next?"
Oh no, we haven't got a cure or a quarantine space to put him in. We're going to have to kill 6, but he's only got 6 hit points. Yeah. So it's going to take us one round. One horrible round of combat.
No.
So 6.
Yeah.
We have to do we have to go somewhere. What is your biggest dream? Tell us out loud what your biggest dream is.
Oh, my
as he says this, I walk around the back of him.
Oh my god.
We're not killing him. Fulton, Ross, we are not killing him in the fucking temple. We'll take him outside.
Like, I'm being honest, my biggest dream is what's happening right now. To have met some friends like this, to actually get to be part of a real adventuring part. It's a real 6. It's a real. Oh, sorry, I've got something in my eye.
Okay, so
I think maybe should we all leave the temple?
Yeah, let's go quickly.
Let's go.
We should go and get you some water if you're not feeling well.
Velda steps forward and says, "Abandon goods," and just smashes the jug on 6's head. That's what my friend Baba said.
Velda smashes the jug of water against the side of 6's head, just as he is saying about his friends. The jug crashes against his head. 6 stumbles sideways, blood coming from the side of his head as the bits of pottery rain down, as the water splashes down, and as 6 hits the ground, he splashes down as his body hits the floor and just melts into a puddle of green slime. You look over and you realise the Reverend is coughing and leaning on the wall as he does. And you see his hand starting to slide down the thing as he starts to melt as well. Danger Club. Roll for initiative.
Are we just taking turns as to which one of the Danger Clubs is going to start a fight, a necessary fight with slime?
It's not a necessary fight. That's a very important fight.
Well, by just jugging an innocent guy in the face.
He was turning into ooze.
Take him outside away from everyone else first, fuck's sake, and then kill him quickly with a blade or something, as opposed to bludgeoning him with a jug till he bleeds to death into ooze.
No, abandon goods.
Hell.
That's what Bubba said, and that's what I did.
That's not what I said.
Oh my god!
You've chosen to interpret that in a way that you've chosen to interpret that.
Hey, it was my jug. I can interpret my jug in any way I wish.
Deeply.
I said say no to the good, not abandon good.
Abandon all good.
Didn't think we're going to have to get Velda Kemp like this quickly, but you know what? I've got a contingency plan for it for about 3 levels.
It's all right. There's a contingency plan already in place, and that's that he's starting this combat in melee range of an ooze. Let's have some initiative. Fulton Battlestone, what have you got?
17.
17. Not a big roll for Fulton. Bubba Von Hoops.
27.
27. A good roll for Bubba Von Hoops. Caragor One Fang.
Can you, in this game, voluntarily take a 1 on your initiative?
It's actually it's a swashbuckler ability that like gets them a bonus for it. You can't, but you could basically delay your turn until the very end of combat, so you automatically end up at the bottom of it. Like if you're doing that, I'll just put you in as 1 to begin with.
I do that. I think. Yeah, I do. I got 25 on the initiative.
Well, we'll put you down as a 1, and then we'll say you're delaying for every round until you get to the bottom of the order.
Just to reflect Caragor's utterly speechless nature.
I think that's very fair. Let's get.
We didn't touch the priest, though, did we?
No.
No, but the splash might have got the priest.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works. I think he's
Velda.
I got a rather pitiful 11.
Ooh.
Yes.
And in that case, then Shania Rain. This will be a big one.
32.
32.
Jesus.
The Perception Queen. So, unsurprisingly, the very first person to act in this combat, the first person to realise what is going on.
Sorry, that's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. It's actually 19 for me.
A 19.
Sorry.
Okay,
it's a bit better. Sorry, apologies.
That may well affect things, but it's not enough to go first because the first person to act is going to be Shania Rain and Philippe. You are standing by Borash right at the sort of end of the shrine as you've looked over and just seen Velda do this and seen all of this happen. The priest is just in the process of just melting away at the moment, just kind of crying out. His cry is just turning to a gurgle as slime pours from his mouth as he starts to melt away. 6 is gone by now. 6 is already starting to rise up as with long tendrils. They are both of them are kind of amber coloured slime with tendrils reaching out towards everyone. What would you like to do?
Shania turns to Borash and says, "Is there another exit out of here? Is there another way out?"
No, that is the only door.
Motherfucker. So then she let's see, uses electric arc on, I suppose, straight away on the one that's closest to her, which was 6, right? And it should bounce over to the priest anyway.
It will. So they get their they're going to go ahead and make their basic.
Grandmother Grace, forgive me.
They go for their basic reflex save. Where are they? There they are. I've got so many stat blocks open in preference today. I can tell you that is a critical fail for one of them. A 20, so probably a fail, but only a standard.
Okay.
Only a standard fail for that. So they will take. They're not going to take double damage because they are immune to. They're immune to. Are they immune to crits from spells? I'm not sure they are. Let's say they're not. So double damage on one, normal damage on the other one.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
So it should be 3d4 plus your spell, your wisdom mod.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that is
like any good 2e GM. I have the electric arc tab already open because it's one of the best spells in the game.
So that is a 13, and then I double it, right?
So that one is so 26 against.
Yeah.
Against the puddle formerly known as 6 slash NZ. And that is just 30 and just 13 against the other one. All right, very good. That's 2 actions. You've got 1 action left. What would you like to do?
I will. I don't need to activate Philippe anymore, do I?
You don't. He gets 1 action on his own, but if you wanted to give him 2 actions, you can spend one of your actions to do it. So if you want to send him into combat, then he'll need to do that because he's not in melee with either of them yet.
Okay. All right. Yes. Let's do that then.
Okay. Do you want to send him? Do you want to send him after the one that was 6 that is currently got Fulton and Velda next to it, or the one that was the priest which has nobody next to it?
The one that was the priest.
Okay. Philippe goes bounding over. Give me a monkey attack.
All right. Monkey attack. Oh. 28. 28
is a hit. Roll some damage.
Okay, great. 12.
12 points of damage. Very nice. Okay, so he runs in. That's bludgeoning damage, so that's all good. So he runs in, he punches the jelly, and it ripples. He kind of hits the priest in the stomach as the priest is doubling over. Philippe, for some reason, looks really pleased to be punching a priest. The priest just kind of doubles over and just vomits up more goo as he continues to transform, but it does knock some of it, or it does some damage. However, I'm afraid to say the electricity is completely absorbed by both of them. The electricity does no damage to them. However, the monkey punch did some damage. Let's see if we've got anything better from Bubba Von Hoops.
Bubba Von Hoops flies in with an animated assault. Ooh, that's the sound of it. Ooh. Yeah. So animated assault. All these things like in the area, loads of jugs, Velda's jug, pots, pans, whatever's around, just fly up in the air and start pummeling all of the slime.
Temple, famous for pots and pans just lying around.
Yeah,
yeah, man, pots and pans
God
everywhere.
to culinary, God to chefering.
That's the shrine of the cutlery.
Well, there's definitely plant pots and stuff like that. There must be things around. Anyway,
Plant pots? When have you ever seen a plant pot in a church?
Loads of times.
Really?
Definitely some jugs. There's at least two
There's
jugs.
jugs in church.
There's 2 jugs.
Church
There's
jugs.
loads of stuff, man. There's statues. There's pews. There's loads of cushions.
Those little books,
yeah,
prayer
those
books.
little books.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's loads of stuff. All right.
Incredible. So you've got a couple of options with your animated assault. You can target it in between the 2 jellies, in which case you will hit both of them, but you will also hit Fulton and Velda.
Yeah.
Or you could just target it on just one of them.
Yeah, I'm going to target it just on the priest. Try and get with him, because there's no one around him as well, so I don't want to hurt any of my friends.
Yeah, that's fine. There's Philippe, but you can target it kind of behind him, so it's fine. The desk comes flying in from the room behind and smashes into the back of the priest as he's still transforming. It's like, oh! He's still kind of human. He's just getting beaten up. Right, okay, yeah, that batters into it. It's a basic reflex again. You have learned how this goes. Focus fire and make reflex saves. 12, that's a fail.
Yeah, that's 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. Very nice.
Take that desk, and then I've got 1 action left. I'd like to inspire le courage.
You inspire courage in everyone. And in a correction to our last combat, I don't know what was getting into me on our last combat. Inspire courage indeed does give a bonus to damage. It's +1 to hit and +1 to damage for everybody.
Woo!
So there we go. All right, you start inspiring everyone. What inspiring phrase is Bubby using this time?
Oh, yeah. He says, let go of your inhibitions if they stop you from doing stuff. It's not the most inspiring quote, but it's the first one that gets through his
Natasha
mind.
Bedingfield. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else
Yeah, I think
can feel
it might have been
you.
Bedingfield, yeah.
Oh, speaking of people who are inspired, staring down at the broken bit of pottery that says abandon good, is Velda Cairnblight as he stands over the ooze.
Right. Now, what is this shrine made of?
The shrine.
In terms of the building, is it? It's not.
Oh, the building is made of stone.
It's made of stone. Okay, good. I would like to use 1 action. Am I melee with it?
You are, yes. You're right next to you. I would say you are within sort of smashing pot range of it.
Interesting. How did I end up there? Right. In that case, I would like to take a 5-foot step. To not provoke, and I'd like to cast a flaming sphere on the blob.
You drop a flaming sphere on the blob. We have a correction on flaming sphere as well. I looked into it because remember in our last combat we had it in the ground on the floor, and the blobs were kind of running over it and taking damage when they ran over it, and then taking more damage when it was sustained. Flaming sphere only does damage once per round to a single target, so it does damage when you sustain it. If you imagine it's kind of an inert ball that sits there, and then when you spend an action you kind of channel magic into it and it explodes once and then stays there. So it's not going to sit there constantly doing damage passively, but it will do damage every time you sustain it, and it's still a great spell.
In that case, it should be called, Explodey Sphere. rather than flaming sphere. I mean, flaming
I
sphere.
hate flaming sphere. Flaming sphere is one of my least favourite spells in the game. The fact it breaks the critical system. The fact that it's the fact.
Well,
it's an annoying spell.
Just for you, Dan. I'm conjuring a flaming sphere.
I knew.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So that is.
There we go.
It is a reflex save on the blob.
It fails its reflex save. What is it? It can't crit. Is it? It can't crit fail or it can't crit succeed. I think it can't crit fail the reflex save.
Oh, I don't know. It's basically creatures that succeed their save take no damage.
Okay, yeah. So it can't. So a success is automatically a critical success, but a fail is a critical fail. So yes, so it is. Yeah, it's double damage. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Double damage. It's not the best roll. That is 7, 8. 8. So 16 points of fire damage.
16 points of fire damage. I can tell you, it does not have resistance to fire. Yes. So it does take that fire damage. 6 is like, oh, we were friends.
We were never friends.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's all of your goes. Fulton Battlestone.
I'm on power attack. I'm gonna furious focus this little thing with my warhammer.
And you were walking up. I mean, you were moments away from doing the same thing as Velda does. So I think it's fair to say your warhammer is in your hand. Go ahead, make your attack.
Yeah. Yes, that's probably gonna be a hit. 31.
A 31 is a hit.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck. 9. 13 points of damaggio.
Nice.
Across all 3 dice.
It's only one.
Every game. Your axe does 2 days.
No, it's not my axe. It's my warhammer. I only get 1 plus 1 d8. Otherwise, I would have.
I stand corrected. Corrected.
So yes.
So 13
points of damaggio.
Very nice. And you got 1 attack left.
Let's go and hit it again.
Right.
It's the same again. 31.
That'll do it.
For 6 points of damaggio.
Oh, 6 you say?
Yeah, 6.
Oh well, if he'd still been human, that would have been enough to kill him. Single hit.
Damn it.
Oh, if only he'd live. In a way, it's what he'd always have wanted, to have this many hit points.
He did level up, technically. There you go.
He finally got what he wants. Oh, it's the...
Call it a level down, really, man.
It's the priest slime's go. The priest slime stretches out a hand that turns into a pseudopod and starts trying to wrap it around Philippe. That is a 32 to hit Philippe.
Yes, that will hit him.
No problem. Is it a critical? What's Philippe's AC?
He's got 22.
22.
So
it's a critical hit.
Is it a critical? Son of a monkey.
Oh my goodness me. It hits Philippe for 28 points of bludgeoning damage and then 7 points of acid damage. For a yeah.
Uh-oh.
I believe that is a total of 34 points of damage for Philippe there with its first attack.
Okay.
It then uses its second action to grab Philippe. It picks Philippe up in its slimy tendrils. And then it's going to use its next action to... It's not going to constrict just yet. It's going to get... Let's going to get into the business. It's sort of slithering across the room. It just surges forward. Philippe held aloft over to where Bubba and Fulton are. So it just kind of surges into the middle of the room, carrying Philippe along with it. And that's going to be its go. Borash! Borash comes running forward and takes a swing with his fist at the priest jelly. He lands a hit.
I was full on expecting him to run away.
Yeah.
And he deals 7 points of damage, and then with his second hit attack, he misses. He's just using his fists, just kind of pounding away, trying to get Philippe free. It is now. It's Six's go.
Oh, God.
What's it gonna do? I mean, there's only one thing with the last vestiges of what is left of it. It moves forward, which will provoke from Fulton if you would like to take an attack of it.
Of course I would. That is
it's almost certainly
30.
A hit. Yeah, that's a hit.
Alrighty. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Very good. You hit it with the Warhammer as it completely ignores you to begin with, Fulton. Like it's got a weird purpose, like it's completely focused. As Six charges forward and stretches out his pseudopods with bits of broken pottery in it towards Velda with a 28.
Oh, yeah, that's going to hit. It's not a crit, but it's definitely a hit.
It's a hit. That's very good that it's not a crit because he does some mean crit damage. That is 12 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of acid damage.
It's 18 points of damage. Damn.
That's not too bad. Oh, Philippe, I've got some good news for you. Philippe have 12 hit points back. I'm reading the crit damage wrong. It's how Roll20 rolls the damage. I was adding regular damage and crit damage. They're rolled separately. You don't put them together. Cool. So yeah, give him 12 hit points back. It's got one action left. What is it going to do? It's going to flail out at Fulton.
Go on.
Fulton tried to hit it. 6. Comes in with a 25.
Yes, that is a hit.
Oh, go ahead then and have 13 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of acid damage.
Nice.
He's not got any actions left to grab anybody. As we finally get to the end of the round, Caragor Onefang picks his jaw up off the ground and is able to react.
Yeah, I think I'll just take a long, quizzical, like cockeyed sort of look at Velda, almost as if trying to work something out. And then bound forward with let's see now. How far am I away from the closest Slimy?
You are currently 10 feet away. A 5-foot step will take you into range of 6, but you're not within melee range of any of them, so you could go after the priest if you wanted to.
So would taking the 5-foot step, would that still count as a move action?
It's still an action. Everything is an action.
Curses. Okay. So hunt, prey, move, and one hit. Yeah, I'll take a hunt, prey, move, and you one hit on old 6 then, I guess, with my... Caragor gets his new... twirls his new floppy hammers as mini flails out from his belt, twirls them round and joins the combat with Fulton.
Okay, go ahead, give me a... get your free recall knowledge, so it's an occult check.
It's an occult check, total is 6.
Total is 6?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. You've got no idea what you're dealing with here. But you get your hunt prey bonus, and then you come on in with your attack.
Dealing with the consequences of someone's actions is what we're dealing with.
Hey, look, he was turning into a blob.
That is a 25 to hit.
25's a hit.
Okie dokie. With the new floppy hammer with its new striking rune on it. Kapow! Oh, yeah, that's a big one. That's 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13
Oh,
points.
wait, I didn't roll the extra damage from the hunt prey.
Okay.
That's 13 plus 4, so 17.
17 points of damage. Very nice. We should say off air, we did a bit of shopping because we didn't want to subject all of you to another shopping episode. So a bit of time happened before probably the last couple of weeks episode ago where the club went shopping and everything and just moved some runes around, bought some bludgeoning weapons. So you may see some bludgeoning happening so far in this. But you reach in with your new hammer and you smash it into 6, having learned that bludgeoning is probably the way to go with these things, and you do some pretty good damage there. That's your full turn. So we're coming back round 2. Shania, Rain, and Philippe. Shania, you are currently the only member of the Danger Club not in melee range of one of these creatures.
Yeah, I know, idiots. Fuck's sake. She sees Philippe getting held up.
Yeah.
This vexes her very much. So is there any way for me to find out whether like these creatures would be affected by a fear spell?
You can make you can spend an action and make a recall knowledge check using occultism. And if you succeed, you may learn something about them. Occultism is probably more Bubba or Velda.
Yeah, it is.
It is, I'm very good at occultism.
So yes, you can have a go, but I can't tell you whether it will affect them or not.
I'm going to try, I think. Mad Monkey?
Haven't had that in a while.
I would, he needs his monkey friends. God, I can't remember how the fucking thing works now. Magical monkey spirits fill up the area. They pile and climb on top of one another because the monkeys are magical spirits. They can't be attacked or hurt. Casting calm emotions or similar effects over the monkeys makes them docile, causing them to cease making mischief for the duration of Mad Monkeys. I would like them to make as much mischief as they can on the slime that's holding Philippe.
Okay.
So let's see. There's certain things that they can do, aren't there? Like flagrant burglary, raucous din, tumultuous gymnastics.
Which is definitely the title of my next album.
So I think I might use the tumultuous gymnastics on him. So
monkeys, a portal opens above the priest slime, and monkeys come pouring out of an interdimensional rift, just splashing down in the slime and begin just backflipping and rolling and leaping all over it, pulling bits of it off and jumping around and trying to generally distract the slime. It's going to make a reflex save. The reflex is, as you might expect, very bad. That's a 16. Your spell DC, I think, is 20... What, 24?
22.
22, okay. So that's a fail.
I think it's 22.
It is not a critical fail.
Okay.
So they are... so for one round, they must succeed in a flat check whenever they want to attempt to manipulate action. If they fail the check, they lose that action.
Right.
So there are now monkeys bouncing all over it. You've got one action left. Philippe has got one action. Philippe can attack without needing to move this round because he's in melee. He is grabbed, or he can try to escape.
What I'm going to do is I'm also going to produce flame. I think.
Is that a one action spell?
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I can't do it.
Sorry, I thought it was.
No problem.
Okay, no, forget it. All right. In that case, no, I'm just going to stay where I am, and Philippe can do some stuff.
Okay, so
Philippe can try and escape.
You've got two actions for Philippe. So Philippe wants to try to escape.
Okay.
The first thing he needs to do is to make an unarmed... he needs to make an unarmed attack. You can try acrobatics or athletics if he wants to, but I think unarmed will be just make a monkey attack basically, and if he succeeds at that, he might be able to get free.
Like I can't see on my sheet here. I can't see like what his skill, like his acrobatic skills. Or
okay, don't worry about it. They're probably not great because he's only a monkey. So go ahead and give him a.
All right.
Go ahead and make an attack roll for him.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
That is a critical success. That means he gets free from the slime. He frees himself, and if you want, he can make a 5 foot. He can take a 5 foot stride as a free action, which does not provoke. So if you wanted to take him away from it, he could do, but you can just leave him where he is and keep attacking if you want.
No, he's going to attack.
Okay,
as well.
He's got one action left. Right? Make an attack roll then.
Yeah.
No penalty because he's free of the slime.
Yeah. So this attack is a 20.
A 20 is going to be a hit. Give me that monkey damage.
18 points of damage.
18 points of monkey damage. Both
I reckon
fists.
it goes in with a kick. Oh, both fists, yeah.
Gets free. Monkey kicks the slime, splashes a load of it around. That's a strong round. It's a good round. So one of them is now covered in monkeys and has another monkey kicking the hell out of it. And standing right next to all of those monkeys and that chaos is Bubba Von Hoops.
All right, Bubba Von Hoops would like to take 5 steps back, just to stay out of range of these things. And shoot some good old-fashioned magic missile pie.
Very
in
nice.
these
Now, bear in mind,
motherfuckers.
you'll have slightly fewer missiles because you use one action to step back. So it's the number of missiles is to do with the number of actions you spend, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I didn't realise a 5-foot step is an action. Is that right?
Yeah, everything is an action. Anything you do is an action.
Come on, Dan.
he did just say exactly the same thing to me on my round of combat as well. So
okay, all right, okay.
2
How
years
far?
into
Hang on.
All right, you can stay right next to it and fire all of them if you want.
Yeah. How close is it to me? I guess.
It is right next to you. It's in melee with you at the moment.
Great. Yes, I did actually roll my damage before, but if I'm moving, that's going to change. All right, so it's 17 points of damage. So I'd like to fire
I think it'd be 4 missiles, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 4 missiles I've got. So it's 17 points of damage I've just rolled for those.
Okay, step back.
I'd like to, send 10 points of damage into the one closest to me, and then 7 at the other one. That'll do.
Yeah, that's fine. Spread it around. Okay, and with your step back, are you just stepping back 5 feet? You make a step action, or are you making a full move action to move up to 25 feet away?
Well, if I can move, then I'll definitely move out of range of them.
Okay,
yes.
that's fine. So we'll move you all the way back to the shrine, kind of back over. You basically move up to the end wall, past Shania. So you're well out of the way. So you back off. You open up your glowing chest, and you send a volley of magic missiles crashing into both of them as we pan back around to the evil glaring eyes of Velda Kenblight. What will happen when he abandons good? We'll find out next week. That's where we leave it for tonight.
Nice.
Beautiful. Abandon.
I just found the acrobatics actually and the athletics for him. He's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, he's a monkey, isn't he?
Yeah,
So
he's a monkey.
Oh, hilarious.
Abandon good.
This week's episode was made possible by our patrons,
especially our Changeling of the Week, Stephanie Minas.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie Moonis.
Oh, Stephanie.
To get your name on the show, go to patreon.com/
Ginger Club Podcast. Go on.
Aye.